Hey guys, we are gonna unveil the astrological blueprint of a billionaire artist. Guess who? Taylor Swift. And I've done extensive research on Taylor, and we are gonna look at the chart now as I screen share her birth chart, and we're gonna systematically show the traits of not only the billionaire, but the success and music, how it's in her chart, and her organizational skills based on astrology. Also, the romance part of her life, the personality part of her life, all the way down. So get your notepads out. If you have similar planets and signs, this may be helpful for you too. So this will be a natal chart reading. The next one, which would be the part 2 video, will be a forecast. So we could look at her coming year in a solar return, okay? And then we could look at a transit, which is like the big picture of a forecast, between this year and the next coming 5 years, even 10 years. And then you'll see how astrologers do these charts for not only you, but for the celebrities. I hope you enjoy it. Put your comments below. If you don't know who I am Ev Zerverdakis, holistic healing astrologer and founder of Holistic Healing Astrology. So Taylor Swift was born on December 13th, 1989. And let's pull up her chart. Hey guys, today we're going to look at the blueprint of a billionaire artist, and it is Taylor Swift. We're unveiling her blueprint, and we're going to look at her date of birth, which is December 13th, 1989. She is a fiery spirit of a Sagittarius sign, and we're going to look at the moon, and we're going to look at her ascendant, and that will weave the story of Taylor Swift. So let's do the share, and we could see her natal chart as we pull it up. And this natal chart is fascinating. What's fascinating about this is, yes, she's a Sagittarius sun, which makes her very athletic, which makes her very charismatic, and she's fiery. And Sagittarius is the fire that's in the sky. Aries is like the spark of a match. So she's the self-starter, because at the moment that she was born, this is what this chart looks like, representing the stars in the sky. So this is her ascendant. Now, we're not exactly sure of the time of birth, but we put it here for educational purposes. However, the planets are exactly where they belong, because we have the right birthplace, Reading, Pennsylvania, and the right birth date. But the birth time changes the ascendant. So we're just going to leave it here. But what's interesting is her sun, where she shines and what her focus is on, has to do with everything Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, but it's also a mutable sign, which means that she's very adaptable. And travel, adventure, athletics is all very important to her. Even ethics, morals, that's very important to any Sagittarius. They're very friendly. Okay. So we're not going to talk too much right now about these lines. These lines represent the connections of these planets. These are all the planets. And then these are all the signs over here. And they go by the degree and the minute, but it tells you about each area of her life. So this is her personality. This is her career. This is her home life. These are her partners. And then this up here is shared resources and her own resources, or finances and shared finances. So the sun, if you notice, it's all by itself, but it's very strong because it's in its natural zodiac position, because it is in the area of Sagittarius. So that's what gives her that charming enthusiasm, and the charming enthusiasm here, because it's fire here where she shines. So she's very idealistic on top of it. We may not see that because we only see her on stage. And on stage would be here. Okay. This would be how she is with people. And it's very interesting about the home life too, because down here at the root of her chart is the moon. And the moon represents her feelings, her sensitivities, and what motivates her, and her emotions. And she must be quite emotional, very emotional, for many reasons, because she's got Jupiter next to the moon, which Jupiter is like a balloon. It always gets bigger. It makes things bigger. And next to Jupiter is the asteroid Chiron, which has to do with pain, suffering, and healing. So in her early childhood, which we don't know about, the family may have endured some very emotional and painful, very painful areas in her life, either family and or home. But because Jupiter is the expansive planet and the planet that rules Sagittarius up here, and it has to do with benevolence, it has to do with law, joy. So there was a lot of joy in her family life, even with the little bit of pain and suffering that we all have. So this also represents nurturing, I care. So her family is very caring, and you could see that because they were very supportive of her career. There was a need for her to balance, because these are all the red lines. Those are called oppositions. So she had to really balance, but she did a great job balancing her career with all this energy, with her emotions. And she, this shows too that she's quite the optimist, where Cancer could be quite the pessimist and very emotional. So with this energy up here of being detached and scientific up here, that balances that over emotional business down here in her home life. But you know what goes on in the home, we'll never see, because we don't live with her, you see. So if she were there and talking to us, she might reveal to me, the astrologer, and say, oh yeah, I'm a train wreck when I'm at home, you know, but when I perform up here, I'm very detached, and it's strictly business, because she's very serious and determined, and we're going to get her done, you know, and very independent. So the other thing we need to look at here is this area. This shows the billionaire, millionaire, tremendous wealth in her chart, because Pluto is in Scorpio, but it's also in its eighth house rulership, which means it's all very strong. And then Black Moon Lilith is the dark side of the moon. It's a represented area. I've done extensive research on Black Moon Lilith. I do most of my research at the ARE Edgar Cayce Library, and it's the largest metaphysical library on the Western Hemisphere, the largest library, metaphysical library in the world is the Vatican, and you and I can't get in there. But it serves my research purposes. So this here, Mars is her energy and her drive. So she's very passionate. She's all or nothing over here, very deep. And there's psychological tones when we talk about Scorpio. And Scorpio represents the occult. Scorpio also represents being the detective, going deep underneath the surface. They're very secretive too. And Black Moon Lilith is also that instinctual feminine power. It's abuse. It's also empowerment, because if you get abused a little bit, you get stronger. So we would have to discuss how that energy plays out over here. And because this is the area of shared resources, which means credit, insurance, 401k, money that she doesn't have all her hands on and is in total control. It's like shared. It also could be her partner's money as well, because it's shared. But down here is how she makes her money. And the ruler of Taurus down here, which is all about comfort and possessions, is Venus. And Venus has to do with the voice, singing. They have beautiful voices. But she's got a little bit of a unique voice because it's over here in the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius is unique, original, and it's also very futuristic. And it also has to do with the humanitarian connection. So she loves humanity. And you could see that she's very philanthropic. She gives to charity. And also, she's got 5 Guinness Book records over here, world records. And this is part of the community that she's exhibiting her excellence. But her purpose in life is about knowing the world, being connected, the scientist, being detached. That's where she's going towards in this life. If there was a past life that she believes in, and we always ask the client, what's natural for her is being a performer. You don't make it up. So this is past life, and it's being not only a performer, an entertainer, having a great sense of humor, but again, it's in the home sign and the comfortable Leo house of Leo. So the house is entertainment, playing, having fun. So genuinely, she knows how to have fun. She doesn't have, it just comes very natural. That's an innate quality. But what she has to learn to do is take care of the world. And I think she's doing a great job from the research that I did, being a humanitarian. So according to Poe.com, it shows that she's very inventive and innovative. So this is the Venus, her voice, and the innovation over here. So she's very innovative. And behind the scenes, she's very spiritual. When she's behind the scenes, when she's alone, sleeping, isolated. Okay. So we're going to continue and look at more of her traits according to the chart. Now, from the research that I did, it looks like she had, this is the romance house, that she had celebrities, performers, entertainers as romantic partners. And one of them, I think a couple, there was Joe Jonas and Harry Styles. So you see, but that's in the area here of performers. So you see how that turns out too? Now, when it comes to partners, the best partner for her, as far as a relationship partner, would be a Libra sun, a Libra moon, a Libra ascendant. Libra energy is air, intellectual, social, and cardinal means they like to start with and initiate things. They're born leaders. So she's got a lot of leadership in her chart. Nobody has to show her what to do. She knows what to do, but her greatest joy, success, and prosperity is in the energy of Libra. Libra again represents is represented by the planet Venus, which is the ruling planet of Taurus, which has to do not only with her voice, but her appearance, beauty, femininity, luxury stuff, beautiful jewelry, beautiful clothing, glamour. That's all Libra energy because it's ruled by Venus. So she could be meeting people through her community and maybe in unique ways because it's Aquarius. You see, we don't know because that's the missing component. We can't talk to her, but if we were, she may shed some light on whether the chart is correct or not. So let's say I chose the wrong keyword and I didn't pick the right, maybe let's say she was victimized in her business, but we didn't know about it. And it caused her to get negative because that's Saturn. If she told us that, that would be interesting. Like maybe someone stole her songs, behind the scenes, or that everyone's trying to steal her work. Okay. See, there's so much to be told here. So again, we have the wealth, the billionaire over here, the type of partners that would be good for her. They keep the balance and harmony, non-confrontational, because she's confrontational. So she would need to have someone to balance that energy. And then how she communicates, a great communicator, but it's all, wrapped up with this business and music, communicating her music, publishing that music. Sagittarius is publishing too. So all these Grammys and films, cover girl makeup. Neptune is also films. So she's been an actress, and the actress part and the performance part of her is right here. That came second nature to her. You see? So I think there's a little hint of this, you know, uh deception and stuff with other artists when Kanye West, while she was in the middle of an acceptance speech, interrupted her. So, and that was public. So there might be a lot of that stuff going on that we're not familiar with, but it's something that we need to find out about and see. If you guys have any information that collaborates with this reading, put it in the comments below. And if you guys want your own reading, you just hop on our website and schedule a natal chart reading. Now, like I say, the next video is going to be a forecast, and I'll show you before we end the forecasting mechanics of the chart. And this is why billionaires use astrologers, not millionaires, which is really funny. And I'm sure she uses an astrologer with all this energy in the eighth house for sure, because this is the natural house of Scorpio, and then Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio. Yeah. And she likes to keep secrets, but if you told her a secret too, she would keep it. She's not one of these big mouths that would spread it to everyone. So, according to Forbes, she's one of the most powerful women, and this is depicted right here. Very powerful woman with Black Moon Lilith conjunct. This is a triple conjunction right here in Scorpio. Very intense, intense emotions and transformative. She is transformative. Okay. Also, and then we'll do another video if you guys want on her boyfriend, current boyfriend, Travis Kelsey. And he's born October 20th. So I wonder if he's a Libra because that would fit in here. That might be a keeper, right? So they also did a documentary on Taylor Swift called Miss Americana. So she's got all these planets stacked up for her success. Because when these energies are working together, so this is the brain, the mind, and this is great ideas. And she's a quick thinker because guess what? She's quick on her feet because her most elevated planet in her chart is Uranus, which is Speedy Gonzalez. It's like a lightning bolt. So that's part of the success. And then her job, her everyday life is all detail oriented, but she does do well with her health. She takes care of her health, it looks like. This is what it suggests. And she's very grounded in her everyday life, you see? So this has to do with her daily habits. And the ruler of this area here, Virgo, goes right up here to her career. So her job and career are connected. So I think it was, 2019. She already had 7 albums. So she's a busy bee. She doesn't stop. So she works for what she gets. This here, Saturn, Capricorn, they're hardworking people. They say that she starts practicing for her tour 6 months out. That's a lot of work. All the dancing and singing, and I'm sure a lot of it is impromptu too, once she gets on stage. But it's a lot of discipline and a lot of nurturing that she demands a lot of nurturing, but she gets it from her family. Like I said, they're very supportive. So that is most of what I wanted to tell you. But she grew up, so this is her daily life. Believe it or not, she grew up on a Christmas tree farm. So this is that strong earth and nature in her chart. And that's really powerful here too, because it's her daily life. So her area of finances, she's all about her comfort and making money, and that she is the material girl right here. And it goes right up here with beauty and all that makeup and so being around the celebrities and doing commercials and performing, you see? So the next time, what we're going to do is we're going to look at her forecast, and this is a preview. So the first thing astrologer will do is a bi-wheel. The outer wheel is the planets where they are right this minute. And then the inner wheel is her natal chart. So you see, she's got a lot going on with her finances, her personal finances. And it's all opposite, the shared resources, investments, and all that area. So I'm sure right now she's taking a look at that because that's where the ascendant is, and it's all working together. So she's balancing everything out. The other thing is that she's got a lot of energy right now in Aries, and some of it is opposite her greatest joy, success, and prosperity in her partnerships. So right now, it's all about her, and healing. So maybe this is a resting time for her, or a time that she's going to, start working on her exercise program and to get herself ready and see, or she's learning about what she has to do, because this is information. Okay. So over here, this planet currently, and for everybody, is 29 degrees Neptune. So she might be a little bit on the, imagination side, seeing things through rose-colored glasses at this period in time. And this represents dance, music, escape, drugs. It also has to do with meditation, spirituality, having faith in God. And it has to do with also being a victim. Okay. So, this is behind the scenes. But when it comes close to this 2 degrees Aries, which will be in 2025, 2026, she might feel a little delusion and maybe some deception. So we'll see what happens. And it has to do with partners too. Okay. So we don't know, but that's how we do that. And then Pluto, so let's see what's going to happen with her love life, romance, and money, because this is transformation. So we'll see what happens. Then it's gonna we'll see how that works out. So remember, major transformation in her friends, her community, and clubs and stuff and associations. So it looks like there's going to be a change. All right. Then the other thing we look at is we will make a copy of it. So we don't know exactly where she lives, but we'll just assume that she's in Pennsylvania, but she could be in California. I don't know. I didn't do that research, but it might be off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So for this year coming in 2024, or let's go back and let's look at 2023, because that would be most of the year. So we'll change that to 2023. A lot of details when you do astrology, isn't it? So I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. So this is for 2023, December 13th till December 13th, 2024. And it looks like she shines, and what she wants is creativity. And she's got a lot of energy here in the area of romance, in the area of creativity, children, and having fun, big fun, and performing. That's all here for this year. And it's about self-care over here. And then maybe she's going to have some new projects coming up, but there's a major healing, and that's her purpose, is to heal. I don't know if she had injuries or whatever. And then in one-on-one relationships, it looks like a transformation. Then the other thing we do is we do this, we make a copy, and then we do a progress chart. It's a solar arc chart. And we do this, and we're going to compare that to her natal chart. And we look at these two charts together, and we see what matches up and what is going on this year. So for sure, she's got a major transformation with who she is. She is not the same. And that could mean anything that changes who you are, because it's the sun. That happens if you have a baby, if you get married, you see. So you heard it here first from me. And also, right here, there's a great ambition and drive and courage in her career. There's a big thrust forward in her career. So there's stuff going on right now. And then the last thing an astrologer would do, what I do, is we put it together with the transit chart, and then we compare all of these together and to see what is really potent in her chart. You see? So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty saturated. It's a lot to take in. And don't forget, there's so much more that we didn't even talk about. So let me know in the comments what you'd like to see done next time. And what we'll do is we will look at her forecast. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it with other people that might be interested. And till next time, have a great evening. And I'd like to see your comments. We do answer them. Bye-bye. Ev Zervadakis, Holistic Healing Astrology.